Well, as Alexander Fleming said, penicillium cures, but wine makes people happy. Hello, I am Juan Navarro. This is Advanced Quality Programs, and I invite you to explore the quality philosophies and concepts to apply them to our everyday life. Let's talk about the Peter Principle. This suggests that in any job, a competent individual is likely to be promoted to one position that requires a new set of level of skills. However, if the promoted individual lacks the skills needed for the new role, they will become ineffective, performing the new task and in the position, and won't be promoted again. If they are competent in this new role, they will continue to be promoted until they achieve a position where they are no longer competent enough. At this point, they are no longer effective, and they will become stuck in that final position of the hierarchy, which is known as the Peter's Plateau. Over time, this outcome is considered inevitable for any organization and for any individual. With enough positions for individuals to climb, there is always a position where somebody becomes ineffective. The Peter Principle is summed up this way. A hierarchy, every individual tends to rise to their level of incompetence. This leads to the Peter's Corollary, which states that in time, every post tends to be occupied by an individual who is incompetent to carry out its duties. But the important thing is that one of the most peculiar realities of a workplace and life in general is the Peter Principle. The idea is very simple. Eventually, every individual will rise to a level of incompetence. Nobody knows everything about everything. When someone excels in their current role, it is often assumed that they will be just as successful in a more advanced position. But this isn't always the case, as the new role may require new skills, and these people won't have them. A classical example is that specialist who is great performing the current job. For example, one auditor. Because they have success and results at this current position, it is assumed that they will be good at managing a group of auditors in a managerial role. Now, often, a solution that comes to mind to the superior is to demote that person back to the role where they actually excel. But this cannot be the solution. It's quite harsh and leads to unhappiness. A better approach is to focus on preventing the Peter Principle to happen and prevent it from the very beginning. As a manager, if you want to avoid that mistake, when you make a promotion or take the decision to promote somebody, consider that often the promotions are driven by individuals' desires to advance and progress. But they may actually not fully understand what is needed and required for the new role. If your company allows it, you can offer some alternatives. For example, the individual might prefer to stay a little bit longer on the current position with a small pay increase as recognition for the excellent job performance. But if they still want to be promoted, you can let them to remain in the role but take additional technical responsibilities. Again, with a slight raise. This option helps you to explore the management opportunities, where you actually need to drive a deep conversation with your employee to gauge the interest and their understanding of what a management role involves and prepare them to get the necessary skills upgrade for assuming that position. If they do express a genuine interest in management, consider making a test run. Offer them a temporary manager position, perhaps filling in for someone on a leave or covering a recently vacant role, allowing both you and this person to see how they manage the new responsibilities, helping you to make a more informed decision about how to prevent the promotion crash, while calibrating with results in hand and helping your team to build the skills necessary to get the promotion. If you realize that your team or even your position personally has fallen victim of the Peter principle, you don't need to panic. You start by acknowledging the situation. Take stock, prevent pretending everything is fine when it is not. It will only make things worse. Instead, talk to your superiors about it. Consider options like executive training, coaching, or get some mentor to help you to bridge the skill gap. You could also explore creative adjustments to your role and align better to your strengths. The position, whether that involves changing your responsibilities or getting more authority or bringing somebody to help you with the task. Only by taking clear steps to prevent your team from falling into incompetence, you will strengthen your and their performance. While hierarchies have their benefits, like providing a clean chain of command and well-defined roles, they also come with some inefficiencies. Reduce the chances of being affected by the Peter principle. Falling into incompetence is a trap, and you should be better prepared to address it if you acknowledge it. Cultivate the future leaders first. Great leadership is about balancing both short-term and long-term demands. However, the urgency of the immediate demands often make us focus too much on the short term. One crucial long-term goal that is sometimes overlooked is cultivating your future leaders. And here is where you really have to step in. While hiring new people can help you to build your leadership pipeline, this should be only a small part of your strategy. Relying too heavily on external hires can cause your internal team to lose faith in their chances to advance. So let's talk about how can you develop your talent within. Regardless of the organization size or structure, the fundamentals of building a strong leadership pipeline remains consistent. They are 4 cornerstones to achieve this goal. First, identify the best talent within your organization. Depending on your needs, this process could be highly formal and data-driven, or it might involve a few candid conversations with your management team. Every organization is different, but the focus should be on leadership skills, not just technical abilities. Look for the individuals who communicate well, motivate others, make sound decisions, and handle conflict effectively. These are the traits of future leaders. The second is collaborate with these potential leaders to develop their growth plans. If they are as talented as you believe they are, they won't want to be micromanaged. Instead, engage in open dialogue to understand their interests and aspirations. There are many creative ways to shape their responsibilities, so make sure that you involve them in this process. Third, consider the activities you use to develop their leadership skill. Focus on both diversification and increased responsibility. This diversification means broadening the range of tasks they can handle across different functions and technical areas. As for responsibility, fast-track their authority compared to other individuals. These strategies will change them, revealing both their strengths and their current limits so that you can address them. Finally, only retain top talent. This should be a high priority. The more talented someone is, the more options they will have on the job market. So to keep your rising stars, you need to make them feel genuinely valued. Competitive wages and benefits are important, but so are the public recognition of their advancements, their achievements, and including them in the decision-making with senior management. You might be successful today, but your long-term success depends on how well you nurture your talent pool. By following these strategies and techniques, you will ensure that your organization, your team, your project has the leaders are required for the future and sustainable growth. Prepare your team to prevent the Peters principle. And that's it for today's episode and podcast. I hope the information is useful, and if it is, don't forget to hit like, share with your family, with your friends, with your acquaintances, with everybody that you feel the information will help. I appreciate your subscription to the channel, and also I really thank you for your ratings on Amazon and Goodreads about the book's life quality projects and quality principles, acquiring the book, and sharing with people that you believe the message and the information is valid. And before leaving, I left one of the quotes from Ayrton Senna. I have no idols. I admire work, dedication, and competence. Don't forget to hit the bell, and see you next week.